The Acolyte is the newest Star Wars show, and it is probably the most divisive piece of Star Wars content I have ever seen. It has divided the fan base between people who like the show and people who hate the show. And we're going to talk about people who hate the show, because I have seen some of the most useless criticism. Now, I probably should state my opinion on the Acolyte. It's not good. Not a good show at all. It sucks. It is a bad show. Where do I begin? The writing is bad. The acting is also bad. The dialogue is atrocious. None of the characters are interesting except for maybe like one or two. The only real positives I have about the show is the action. I think the story is kind of interesting. However, they fumbled hard with the story, so it's not interesting at all. That's my review of the Acolyte. It's not a good show at all. I'm not defending the show. However, there is actual criticism you could have, and then there's criticism where it's like, really, this is what you're criticizing? Like what I just stated, that's my criticism of the show. The writing is not good, the acting's not good, the dialogue's not good, just pretty much everything about it is not good. However, people are picking the wrong things to criticize about, or just non-points. For example, there is this one scene from The Critical Drinker. It was when the trailer came out. This is what the screen shows. What is the point of this? As well as Star Wars Theory, who's very critical about the show. One of his videos just got demonetized, and then he's like, "The censorship has begun." So he's trying to say that Disney is purposely trying to censor him because he doesn't like the Acolyte. How stupid are you? And it turns out the only reason why is he had the word shit in his thumbnail, which is against YouTube's terms and services, by the way. They're not trying to censor you, you dumbass. You have broken an agreement with YouTube to get monetized. So as your punishment, your video gets demonetized until you get it solved. That's why you can't say any curse words in the first 15 seconds of your video. It's a YouTube rule. When you agreed to get monetized, you agreed to following those terms. When you break those rules, you get punished. So you got punished. Stop acting like as if fucking Disney is trying to shut you down. They're not trying to shut you down. You just made a stupid decision. Own up to it. Rant over. Anyway, back to just the dumb criticism. So I'm gonna go through a couple points that I've seen just randomly. First thing, fire in space. People got really mad about this, even though there's been fire and explosions in space since the first movie. If you're gonna complain about something that like didn't exist in Star Wars before. This existed in Star Wars before. Throw away the whole realism for a second. You're in a sci-fi franchise. There's people that use an invisible power and can mind control people and have really cool laser swords. A fire in space should not ruin that for you. Another one. The show is woke. I've seen this a lot, and it's very annoying because these people do not know what the word woke even means. It has lost its meaning. I can't believe I'm making a video about this. I cannot believe I'm making a video about this, but I am just so frustrated by seeing it because all of this has just made me not really be a fan of Star Wars. I like Star Wars. Star Wars is really cool, and unfortunately with the Acolyte, everyone has been against it since day one when they announced the casting, and that's when the word woke began for the show. Let me just show you a definition of the word woke real quick. Woke. Past of wake. That's not what I was looking for. So we're gonna use Merriam-Webster. Aware of and actively attentive to important societal facts and issues, especially issues of racial and social justice. The Acolyte is not woke. It's not woke at all. Stop saying it's woke. The main character has two moms. That doesn't make it woke. If you get taken out of the immersion of a sci-fi universe with fucking aliens, the thing that takes you out of that is that the fact that a character has two moms. That's on you. It's not trying to throw this down your throat. Don't just throw woke as a term to explain why something is bad. No, explain why it's bad. Give your reasoning, whether it's valid or not. Just saying the word woke doesn't make it valid. It just makes you look fucking stupid and not know what the word means because you're not using the word correctly. I'm sorry, this video is just a big rant video, but that's what it is. I'm frustrated. So I want to express my viewpoint. Anyway, next thing, that kind of covered 2 points. I want to talk about episode 3. First off, not good, but criticism I've seen of it. If you see me doing this, I'm messing with my microphone. I just like doing that. I've seen 2 big pieces of criticism towards episode 3 that I don't think makes any real sense. It's not valid criticism. First off, the witches in the Acolyte do not call the Force the Force. They call it the threat. People are pissed about this because they're like, oh no, they're redefining what the Force is, and it's not the Force anymore, it's the thread. No, you're dumb. Star Wars is a gigantic galaxy full of a variety of different species, cultures. Having the Force be something different to a different culture is called world building. It's not a negative thing. This should be a positive thing. You get to see different viewpoints of stuff we've already seen. This is just like the normal world. We have a variety of different cultures and religions because people, they see things differently, so they explain things differently. So having the Force be explained in different cultures is a good thing. Besides, best part here, by the way, this is not the first time they've done it. The Night Sisters don't call it the Force, they call it magic. The last set call the Force Ashla, the spirit of the galaxy, which is their own personal interpretation of the Force. They are not redefining the Force, they are expanding the universe of Star Wars, which is also something you probably would want to see. And the biggest thing that I've seen is that episode 3 ruins Anakin's story. If you don't know, Anakin, he doesn't have a father.
I read about did you say want?
In the Acolyte, the two mothers used the Force, did a ritual, and used the Force to impregnate themselves and make them have kids. Now, is this dumb? Yes. They could have just easily explained, you know, the two moms had children. That's it. It's a sci-fi universe. They could have totally just did that. Doing the Force thing is an interesting thing. However, the way they did it was just very poorly executed with like their chant, like one, too many concepts there. The execution's not there. But a lot of people believe that this ruins Anakin's story, when that just simply isn't true. Like I said, the main character was conceived by a ritual made by witches to use the Force, or the thread, to create them. Anakin was created by the Force itself. The midichlorian created Anakin Skywalker to bring balance to the Force, and in the end, he did. It doesn't ruin his story. Anakin was conceived by the Force. The Acolyte, the witches used the Force to create a child. See, there is a difference there. It doesn't ruin Anakin's story. Anakin is still the first person ever to be created by the Force, to our knowledge. The witches manipulated the Force to create their child. Anakin was created by the Force. Does that make sense to you? I keep going in circles here, but it makes sense once you think about it. If you have genuine criticism of the show, express your genuine criticism, because your genuine criticism is valid criticism. Everything I just stated here is not valid criticism, because once you start thinking about it, the more you realize, wait a minute, no, what? Why am I complaining about this? Anyway, that's all I want to say. The Acolyte, bad. People who are hating the show for the wrong reasons, bad. People who aren't liking the show for the right reasons, good. If you like the show, that's also good. I like Disney Jungle Cruise, so my opinion's invalid. That's how I'm gonna end it. That's how I'm gonna end it.
Our eggs are perfectly safe.
Yeah, I think they're perfectly safe. Come on, guys, let's get out. Why are you leaving me?